Hi, friends. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ksenia. I'm about all things growth, whether personal or business. And what I do here in this channel is I share my experience that I actually lived during the previous week. And I just share my thoughts, insights, and the way I dealt with this or that situation. So the previous few weeks, they have been a lot. I had my last in-person MBA class this semester on top of the week of finals, as well as business. And to make things even more interesting, my mom came to visit. What it did to my routine, everything went sideways. Everything shifted. I felt like my mornings were no longer mine. They were not going as usual, similar to my evenings, and I just felt like I'm losing myself minute by minute. By last Sunday, something strange hit me. Not burnout, not sadness, just a weird, flat nothingness. I felt like I had no identity, no power, no motivation. Like I was a shell of a person who couldn't do anything and wasn't even sure who she was. And that's not a feeling I'm used to. So I just kind of waited, hoping it would disappear on its own. And it didn't. By Thursday, it got really loud. I felt like I had no willpower. I couldn't move forward on anything. I started thinking things like, I'll never be able to change anything, I've lost something in me, and I can't get it back. And that kind of thinking can mess you up really fast. I tried meditating and it helped for a couple of hours, but then the nothingness came back like it had a key to my house. And I realized that I am no longer able to run from it. Out of pure frustration, I messaged one of my spiritual mentors. I told her everything that I was feeling. She said, "Can't you see that you're not able to run from it? So this gray space, it wants to be seen. You need to fully accept it, let it exist, let it be part of you." That felt important, but very vague. And I'm the person who expects a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type of plan. And the recommendation of full acceptance is not a concrete set of actions. So I didn't know what to do. So I started reading and making my research. I read a few articles, people sharing their experiences with the exact same feeling of non-importance, and something clicked. I always thought I was the one fully responsible for my own life. But now, in order to move forward, I had to accept something new. That maybe I'm not in control of every little thing. That the world is more complex than manifestation, responsibility, and action. And that realization gave me a kind of breath I haven't had in days. I started to see that in the grand scheme of things, I'm a very small part of the universe, and I only get a limited number of years on this planet. And that made me think maybe I can just create from flow without obsessing over how it will be received or if it's good enough. That was a massive shift. That feeling of nothingness, it stopped being a prison that kept me from choosing and creating. It started to feel like freedom, a chance to create without the pressure of self-importance. Kind of like kids at play. Not a video game where you're trying to level up, but the actual play where process is the point. And then, after I already came through all of that, I picked up Joe Dispenza. I was reading him yesterday, actually, and he talks about something that really hit home: how new feelings create new thoughts. And new thoughts create new actions, and new actions create the new life, and new life create the new you. Now, I'm still a bit skeptical of some of his stuff, but this part really resonated because I just lived through a similar experience. Because that's what exactly happened to me. I had this feeling of nothingness. Then all the powerless thoughts followed, and I felt like I can't move, I can't do things that I normally would. And if I hadn't worked with that feeling, really looked at it and accepted, I could have spiraled. And that's kind of a whole point of this video. When you get hit with uncomfortable emotion, especially if it shows up out of nowhere, the best thing you can start doing is to start working with it while it's still fresh. Because if you don't, it loops. Feeling goes into thought, thought goes into deeper feeling goes into darker thought. And this is the downward spiral that then creates a new reality. And you possibly and probably don't want to be a part of this new reality that is worse than what you have now. That's the pattern. The goal is to break the loop. For me, that meant accepting the gray part, making space for it, realizing that this is not a prison, but something that frees me up. Somehow it gave me energy to move forward. For you, the way through this might be different, but the bottom line is you need to do something with it. That's how you stop the spiral and rewire yourself for something better. All right. So that's where I've been lately. Let me know if any of this hits home for you or if you ever had a week like this. And if you are into honest conversation like this, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.